Now, the Chief Executive or the President and Director General of the Africa Biofuel and Renewable Energy Company based in Togo in West Africa having a conversation with us here at the African Development Bank annual meetings in Lusaka, Zambia. Thank you very much, Mr. TALL.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. Talk to us a little bit about your organization. What do you do in Togo, and how does this affect Africa as a whole?
Yeah, thank you very much. What I'm doing in Togo is just my past. I was in ECOWAS Bank based in Togo. After when we have this climate change come into force in 2007, the Kyoto Protocol, we say that there is a CDM, Clean Development Mechanism, that can benefit Africa for financing projects in renewable energy. And I was thinking, if we don't have a vehicle which we can have a possibility to talk and see how Africa can benefit all that by giving its own vision, it will be really difficult. That's why I think about to create African Biofuel Renewable Energy Company, which belongs to 15 countries of Africa, West Africa and East, and 6 financial institutions, including EcoBank. And we create a fund with the African Development Bank, we call African Renewable Energy Fund, based in Nairobi and managed by our partner Berkeley Energy from London. This fund is around $200 million, and we finance a project between 5 megawatt to 50 megawatt on grid in a renewable, including solar, geothermal, and hydro, etc. At my level in ABREC now, what I am really doing beyond this fund is to see how we can help the government, to see for the access to energy of all now in Africa. And I start in the 8 Francophone countries in Africa. We have Côte d'Ivoire, Senegal, Benin, Togo, Mali, Niger, Guinea-Bissau, and I think I don't forget what country. But just in the 8 or Francophone countries where we start, and today I have, we give electricity to about around 3 million people have access to energy now. On the rural area, where we have an approach of mini-grid, where we say Africa can have this approach, it will be details, not 5 mega, 50 mega, but 100 kilo, 50 kilo, 500 kilo, where we can include access to electricity, access to potable water, access for irrigation, for agriculture, access to health, and access to communication. This is a 5 pillar where I build now my approach in the mini-grid. And today we have around 500 mini-grid, which included around 1 million people. And the financing is secured by the commercial bank in West Africa.
What do you think, what are the main challenges of your project initiatives? Is it about funding? Is it about access to people? Or is it the ability of the ordinary people, the common people, to be able to afford this new form of energy initiative?
Yeah, we take into account all these aspects. It is, it is what I say, to know the problem of the electricity now in Africa. Just to go to Google, I think you will find how many people you have. Even if it's not updated, I tell you, it's not, I'm sure no more 600 people, they are saying no access to electricity. It's no more right figure. It is less than that. Because people are working hardly now in the rural area. Take it into account what you say, affordable, sustainable, and to put into account all the needs of the population in the rural area. Just not to come to tell them, I give you 100 kilo, but to tell them, if you have energy, what you can do with that, and how energy can be one of the main way to make your life better. It's not just to say access to electricity. Access to electricity is a social right, but we have an economic right to access to energy, where I can have everything I want to do. If I want to do irrigation, I do it. If I have to to have a television, I will do it. Not only the bulk where I have electricity. If I have to make internet, I do it. You know, it is our approach, and now this approach now is coming up, and it is taking now by a lot of head of states and putting in the strategic planning. So by in five coming years, now we can say around 70 million people have not access in my area I'm doing. But in 5 coming years, I'm sure we will come to around 10 million people.
Are you thinking of expanding your coverage to East or Central Africa, for instance?
Yes, because you know, ABREC cover all the continent. But you know, we have to start where we know. And people will know exactly. You know, the psychology in Africa is what? Just they tell you, have you done that somewhere? And it is what I'm building. All the time, people ask me where I did it. I bring them, they show, and they see, and they talk to people. And they see how the way of life, how the level, how they promote now the quality of life now in the rural area. And they can see it. If you see it, you can say, okay, let's go. Now I will have a project in RDC, have a project maybe in Kenya, have a project but we start somewhere. We need that just to talk. It is time for action. It is not time for talk. I think Africa has already suffered a little bit. Let us move ahead, my brother.
One of the things here at the African Development Bank is that there's still a lot of talk about energy. So I'm going to ask you this question. You spend a number of days here in Zambia at the annual meetings. Are there any new things you're learning? Are there new talks you're listening to that will enhance what you're doing currently across West African, French-speaking countries?
I think it is always good to talk. It is always good to meet people. But we know what we want to do. Africa, we know that. And I think nobody knows better than us what we need. Nobody. And it is, that's why I say, let us say now, instead saying, we have to do this, we have to do that, or Africa has 600 million. Let us say, what are the best practices? What is a track record? What we have done in Africa. I think it is now time to show that Africa is moving. And let us see what we have already done and what is good to be shown.
We can do by ourselves, for ourselves.
And for ourselves. Me, I want to tell you something. I don't say the fund, which is financed by ADB, EIB, CDC, etc. But all my action in ABREC are financed by the internal financing from local bank.
Amazing, amazing
I
stuff.
tell you, for the time being, I don't want, and last year I did $200 million financed by our local bank. And I am continuing this. Our local bank has to be involved. We have money, my brother. We have the brain. We are intelligent, my brother. Let us go, let us move, let us do something.
I think what we'll do is that we will continue to focus and follow what you're doing. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate what you're doing across Africa and across the West African sub-region. That was a nice story we want the world to know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you once again.